Hello, those in the hallway, can you please come in? May I now invite Balvira children to do invocation?
नहीं हो गया ठीक है मैंने अनम्यूट कर दिया या
वो अभी इन्वोकेशन कर रहे हैं विदाउट माइक्रोफोन कर रहे हैं।
हाँ तो या आई हैव गॉन लाइव
Charam Takpadam Shikram Nina Smoothly Shri Nala you. That was beautiful. Today's yajna is sponsored by Mita and Sunil. Can you please come and light the diya, please? And Sangeeta and Arvind. Please come. Welcome to our fall winter yajna with Swamiji. He takes us through, he has been doing this Ramayana now for, I lost count, it's been many, many years. He has been coming here, taking the time to be with us every year, October or November, depending on how the schedule is. We appreciate it tremendously. I'll now ask Swamiji to come, and not that Swamiji needs introduction, but still to introduce Swamiji.
Hari Om, even children can do better. Hari Om, we are welcoming Swamiji after all. Hari Om, it's such a joy to welcome and to have Swamiji with us. And he comes at the time that we need a internal pickup. It's dark, it's raining, and we need a big smile. So that's all. I'm just looking through the audience, and actually, Swami Prakashananda, it's not a novice to this place, and actually, he doesn't need much introduction. But I like to go through the little bit of the happenings. So, where to start? It was 1990 in Toronto in a spring for change. We started with the spring. And we are setting up the yajna at U of T. At that time, we didn't have our ashram yet. So every time there was a function, Candice, her husband, and a few of us were dragging their suitcases. They were quite well known in the city by that time, to unpack and arrange everything on time. And one time we were going a little bit late, and it was getting a little bit complicated. And all of a sudden, I see the white van stopping in front of the entrance when you're not supposed to go. And this young fellow walks out straight to grab one of the suitcases. I was hoping that he's not going to steal it because all our stuff like this was there. But it happened that it was a young student from York University studying political sciences at that time. And he stretched out both his hands, and we managed to do it on time. From then on, he stayed with us, joined all the activities, and whenever seva was needed, only one phone call, and he was there. So I think everybody can guess whom I'm talking about, isn't it? And time went on, but not for Swamiji. His time was going very fast. On the first yajna, this was the first yajna, with Guruji. Second one was with Gurudev. It was still within the same year. And half through the yajna, Swamiji very quickly made a decision, and he decided, yes, Vedanta is my calling. So he approached Gurudev and very quickly got, as we know, positive answer. And in 91, he reached Mumbai, where he joined Vedanta course. After finishing it, Swamiji continued his studies as in India, pursuing the law degree in Banara University. When he finished, that's what usually happens. You have to come back and work in the field. So we were just waiting, keeping our hands up, that, okay, so we have somebody who can join us in Toronto. But that joy didn't last very long, because above Guruji, whom we managed to twist a little bit, was Gurudev. And Gurudev, knowing of what this brahmachari called at that time brahmachari Chaitanya, brahmachari Chaitanya. No, I'm a Chaitanya, something I knew I missed. Had a little bit deeper and greater potential that this small place can offer. So Swamiji sent Prem Chaitanya to his native place to Trinidad. And however little we know at that time what it really meant. Swami, if we look at what happened in Trinidad since those times and today, it's hard to recognize it. Actually, it's impossible to recognize it. And Swamiji started working hard. I know how it is. Hard of starting the small little ashram in some corner of land that nobody wanted. Today, this ashram is buzzing with light, with activities, with inspiration, has a temple and something which you don't find anywhere else in the world. I hope I got a number right, because I couldn't check it before today, but there is 6 Vidyalayas. Vidyalaya means the school that teaches not only sciences, but also the principles of Hinduism, principles of life. And only 6, if I hope I'm doing right. If not, please correct me now so I don't have to go back. Yeah? The 6 Vidyalayas of the high academic standards and the high values and principles that are so much required today in the world. Swamiji used to say, the world needs Vedanta more today than any other time. And I tell you, those children will know how to handle it. They will know what needs to be done, when and how. And on the top of it, years later, which is about 2 years ago, there is another incredible involvement. It is the high school, big high school of the high caliber, keeping the again the high standard of academic, and it's well recognized already all over. And at the same time, the values that I already mentioned, and we all know, and we come all for those values, nothing else actually, isn't it? Now, what else is happening? If I try to put out the whole list, first of all, I won't get everything straight. And second of all, I'll never finish. I'm sure that I have a chance to do his lecture. But anyway, hundreds of yajnas, hundreds of spiritual symposiums, hundreds of various teachings. And with Swamiji's style, he is able to capture and involve babies, youngsters, and people with white hair. No discrimination, no distinction. The knowledge is one, and we are all one. So, as I mentioned, pointing out, it's no point. But today, when I was thinking about it, what came to my mind again, how right Gurudev was. How right he was. So now the 100 yajnas that were done over a couple of years are not the last ones. I know there's more in planning. More is coming up. The Trinidad and Tobago and all the islands around are already awakened, and they're waiting to really step out and hold to the Vedanta. This is the only thing worthwhile holding. And all those activities are not only on the islands. Swamiji goes everywhere. I don't know where he doesn't go, so I can't help. But thinking of it, we actually feel ourselves so grateful and so special that every year Swamiji manages to squeeze from those great programs all over at least a week for us. This year he didn't do that well, but we'll make up next time. So last 10 years, we were all greatly privileged to listen to all the cantos of Ramayana. And I think everybody's view and understanding of this great scripture has changed as he brought the wisdom, the practical aspects, and sparkle it with his I can't be rude, but what comes to my mind, strange way of humor that brings the wisdom and the other aspect all together in his beautiful singing voice. So for that we're immensely grateful. And I'm sure that our understanding of this epic has been greatly changed. But since we already finished, we thought that, okay, let's do the final touch. And this final touch is something which is most appreciated and most loved, and it's called Sundarkand. So we're all ready for Sundarkand as the evening lecture. And Vinod, you're going to give the calendar again? Okay. Okay. And morning lecture, Swamiji never restricted himself to epics. So we had also different twists, different aspects, and different light through the Bhagavad Gita. And like in the past, today, I mean, not today. Today we are excused. We could sleep. From tomorrow, we are starting the topic Seva through Bhagavad Gita. And looking here at the benches all around, I think that more than anything, right now, we need the Seva, proper Seva with proper understanding and proper heart. So I think that I should not waste any more time. Swamiji, let's use this precious moment with you, and I'll sit quietly. But still, actually something else I wanted to say. We are celebrating in Canada the Hindu month called November. So I would say, not from myself, but for all of us, that who's sitting with us and in front of me right now is the champion, real champion of Hinduism, called Swami Prakashananda. And we're so happy and so proud to have you with us just in those days. Hurry on, please.
Just chant for a moment or so. Please all try to repeat. Huh? We'll do salutations to Bhagavan Ganesh, Mother Saraswati, Puja Gurudev, Bhagavan Ram, Hanuman ji. If you know these mantras, please join. Gajananam Bhutagana Tisetam Kapita Jambu Bhalasa Bhakshanam Umanasutam Shokha Vinashaka Nama Vignesh Pankajam Ya Kundendu Tushar Dhawala Ya Shubhra Vastra Ya Vina Pradandamandita Ya Shve Padmasana Ya Brahma Achyuta Shankar Prabhritibhi Devai Sada Vandita Sama Saraswati Bhagavati Sama Saraswati Bhagavati Nisheshjadya Vaha Samast Jana Kalya Niratam Karuna Nama Chinmayam Devam Nama Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Loka Vira Ranarang Rajivane Pram रघुवंशना कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्र शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं पार्थतुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं धीमता परिष्ठम् वातात्मजं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो सीता राम राम मंगल भवन मंगल द्रव सदस्य अजय बिहारी श्री राम जय श्री राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
अगुण सगुण स्वरूप और जाओ कहाँ जल जा
श्री राम जय 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 राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
सीता त्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. Okay. Sundarkand. You have to see now. And if you notice the other kandas in Ramcharitmanas, we have seen them before. It is the kandas are all connected by some name to some event. So Balkand is the childhood of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Then next one is Ayodhya Kand, all the things that happen in Ayodhya. And the exile of Bhagwan Sri Ram from Ayodhya and all of that, Ayodhya Kand. Then Aranya Kand, Aranya means forest. And Bhagwan is now in forest there for 13, 14 years. So the Kand is called Aranya Kand because he is in the forest. Then Kishkindha Kand, they meet Hanumanji and Sugriva in Kishkindha. Like that. Now, next, Lanka Kand down the road, all that happened in Lanka. And Uttarakhand, they return to Uttar Bharat and all that. Well, now, when we come to Sundarkand, then we ask what? But then nothing connected there. How did Sundarkand got that name? So I'll tell you, our Sant Mahatma Log, they have deliberated so much on this. So let me tell you a few things why it is called a Sundarkand. So one is, in Sundarkand, there is contained the most wonderful things that can be taught in Sanatana Dharma. And I'll tell you one of them. And Amma just told you in the morning class, we'll be dealing with Seva. So one of the things in the Sundarkand is this thing is called a Seva. And if this life is not used for Seva, if our life is not used for Seva, that life becomes just like the life of a donkey. You know, donkey they put in that cart and they make him carry that load. That donkey doesn't have any sense that I'm doing seva for my master, you know. He doesn't think I'm doing seva so that I will get blessings. A human being has an intellect by which he can think, I am doing seva for Bhagwan. I am doing this work for the Lord. And in this Sundarkand, Hanumanji is doing seva or not? And other thing is, where is there in Sundarkand? Hanumanji is having satsang with Vibhishan. The moment he reaches Lanka, can hear satsang. So the other beautiful thing in this Sundarkand, in the beginning itself, is satsang. These are the things which, if they are there in our life, if they are present in our life becomes beautiful. Seva, satsang, we must have. That person who doesn't have satsang in his life, that whole life is going away without any benefit, no transformation. He is born like this and he leaves this world exactly like that if he doesn't have satsang. Satsang is the place where transformation takes place. So Hanumanji is having satsang in the beginning with Vibhishan. Then Vibhishan goes and surrenders to Bhagwan Ram. So there's surrender, Sharanagati at the end of Sundarkand. Sharanagati. Surrendering this life to the Lord. In this Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidashi lists 3 types of people. One is called as Vishayi, the second is called as Sadhaka, and the third is called as Siddha. Throughout this Ramcharitmanas. Vishayi means one who is engaged all the time in worldly enjoyment. Vishayi. Enjoying Vishaya. Vishaya means objects. It's called Vishayi. Worldly person. The second is called as Sadhaka, one who is on the spiritual path. And the third is called as Siddha, one who is accomplished, who has reached the goal. And if you see in the Ramcharitmanas, I mean this Sundarkand, sorry, all 3 of them cross the ocean from Lanka to Bharat. All 3 of them cross. And who are these 3 now? I'll tell you. First is Siddha Hanumanji. Hanumanji crossed over that ocean or not? In this Ramcharitmanas, in this Sundarkand, Hanumanji crossed. He's called as Siddha. Then Vibhishan crossed from that side and came to surrender to Bhagwan Ram. He's called as Sadhak. Vibhishan is the one who is doing sadhana in Lanka all the time. And when Ravan had a big quarrel with one of his generals, his name was Shuka. Shuka also left Ravan and came here and surrendered to Bhagwan Ram. He is called as Vishayi. All his life he was only enjoying with Ravan only. So in Sundarkand, whether I am Vishayi worldling whether I am sadhaka, whether I am siddha, by the grace of Bhagwan Sri Ram, I will cross over this ocean of sansar. This Bhagwan Sri Ram's grace is such that nobody is left out from crossing over this ocean of samsara. Vishayi sadhaka siddha, doesn't matter. And Tulsidas uses these three terms throughout, and it is demonstrated in the Sundara Kanda also. So, this Kanda is beautiful because it has all of these most important things. The love of Bhagwan Sri Ram is such that no matter what type of person I am in this world, I am also eligible and entitled to cross over this ocean of sansara. Nobody is left out. In Bhakti Marg, Bhagwan has a place for everybody. Nobody is left out. Huh? It is demonstrated in Sundarkand. Now Sundarkand also, first half is the glories of Hanumanji, and second half is the glories of Bhagwan Shri Ram. Now where there is Supreme Bhakta and Supreme Paramatma, and their description are given, their glories are given in Sundarkand. So what more glories we want to hear? The glories of the Bhakta and the glories of Bhagavan. Half and half. Sundarkand. Second thing is, next thing is, I'm telling all the reasons why they call it Sundarkand. Sundar means beautiful. And have you heard the English statement saying that beauty is skin deep? Beauty is only skin deep, they say. And therefore, thinking about this, the rishis say that beauty is not to be seen on the outside, beauty is to be seen on the inside. And we go on saying that Hanumanji is beautiful, and we describe him nicely, and all his, kanana, kundala, kunchita, kesa, and all such things, no? Kanchana, Bharana, Biraj, Subesa, and all such nice descriptions we give, and we say, oh, Hanumanji is so beautiful. And all the same people who say Hanumanji is so beautiful, you ask them, do you want to have a monkey face? Everybody say, no, I don't want to have a monkey face. Huh? But on the one hand, we say Hanumanji is beautiful, but nobody wants a monkey face. So the idea there is, Hanumanji's beauty is on the inside, where he is a pakka devotee of Bhagwan Shri Ram and cares only about Bhagwan Shri Ram. That is true devotion. True devotion is when I care only about Bhagwan. Please see this. Everybody has to use this sentence to gauge their bhakti. When I go in front of Bhagwan to worship, that time, am I going there to praise the Lord and to glorify the Lord, or am I going there to ask Him for something? That's what most people do. We go there. And in our mind, we have a shopping list. All things that we want. And if you, now, just whole of October, we had a yatra in Bharat. So we are going there, and every time you go inside, you have to leave your chappal outside. So when you stand in front of Bhagwan, you're worshipping Bhagwan, but your mind is on the, see? Especially people who just bought a new one. So what is our devotion? And one man actually, when he was praying like that, and then he went out and his chappal was missing. Then he got really angry, What is this? Bhagwan? What type of Bhagwan you are? I worship you every day. I come here religiously and this and that. You could not even protect my chappal. And the whole world ask you for protection. The whole world come to pray to you for protection. You cannot even protect one chappal. Outside he is going like this in his head. And he came back now. I'll go in front of Bhagwan only and I'll complain in front of his face. So he came back to complain to Bhagwan. And when he came this time, he looked properly. He saw Bhagwan also was not wearing any chappal. They took yours also. If they have taken yours, then what would mind and take it? He did not complain. He just he went back home. But anyway, this Hanumanji is the perfect bhakta because he cares only about Bhagwan Sri Ram. We'll see that as we begin this Sundar Kand. Now, how it starts, I'll tell you this. So it's beautiful for all of those reasons, because beautiful bhakta and beautiful Bhagwan, their glories are given. Actually, one more reason. There's so many reasons. If I think I will go on whole night with that only. Look here. In Kishkindha Kand, Bhagwan Sri Ram is looking for Sita ji because he lost it in Aranya. Kishkinda is looking. The search for Sita Maya is the search of the Jiva for Shanti. Atma Ramo Shanti Sita. Bhagwan Shankaracharya tells in his Atma Bodh. Atma Ramo, Bhagwan Ram is Atma. And Sita is Shanti. And all of us are looking for Shanti only. We are all looking for some peace and happiness. One more thing. In Sanskrit language, we have three genders, masculine, feminine, and neuter. So you will hear these three words all the time. Shanti. Like, for example, you will see in the 4th chapter, Jnanam labdva param shantim achirerandhikachati. When the person gets jnana, he reaches the state of supreme peace. Param shantim. There, shanti means mukti. Then you will hear verse, your morning meditation verse. What is that? Pratasmarami hridisam spuradatmatattvam sat chit sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam. You heard? Sat chit sukham. Bhagwan Bhashaka does not say sat chit ananda. He says sat chit sukham. So there, that sukham is the same shantim, shanti which we are all looking for. And then ordinarily you hear everywhere, sat chit ananda. So the only difference with all of these words is, shanti is feminine, sukham is neuter, and ananda is masculine. Because the language is like that. But they are all referring to one and same thing. Like mukti and moksha. Mukti is feminine, moksha is masculine. But two things mean one and same. So now, all the Bhagwan Sri Ram is looking for Sita. And Bhagwan Sri Ram inspires the countless monkeys to look for Sita ji in this Sundar Kand. In other words, when this jiva can be inspired to look, to seek mukti, there is no more beautiful turn in his life than that. Ordinarily, monkeys are just jumping everywhere. This is what human beings do. We jump from place to place looking for happiness here, some joy there, some little enjoyment there. That is what jivas do. But one Bhagwan Sri Ram inspires the countless monkeys who represent the countless jivas to seek mukti, to search for Sita ji. If the whole world can turn to look for mukti, that will be the most beautiful thing or not? So in Sundar Kand, this is what is going on. To see Valmiki ji gives not millions and billions, trillions of monkeys, which actually symbolize, infinite number of jivas. And Tulsidas ji, Bhagwan Shiva is telling to Parvati ji that there were so many monkeys, because in our Shastras, the jivas are infinite in number. So how that is described in the scriptures, Bhagwan Shiva is telling to Parvati ji, there are so many monkeys that if anybody attempted to count the number of monkeys, that person had to be a fool only. Direct words. So all these monkeys are inspired by Bhagwan Sri Ram to seek Sitaji, to find Sitaji. And if all of us are inspired to find mukti, to find shanti, to get moksha, that will be the most beautiful thing. But we are like monkeys, only jumping from place to place. So now how Bhagwan can inspire even monkeys to go and look for Sitaji. Most beautiful thing. Like there's so many reasons why this Sundarkand is called as Sundar. And this doesn't happen in any other kanda. See, all of them go. Now, we will, and of course Hanumanji, it is called Sundarkand because Hanumanji brings joy. See, the whole world goes looking for joy from Bhagwan Ram. We want some happiness, some joy, we pray to the Lord. Hanumanji brings joy to Sitaji when he brings the message of Ram. And he brings joy to Ram when he brings the message of Sitaji. The Lord to whom all of us pray for joy, Hanumanji is bringing joy to him. So Sundarkand again, because of it. Anyway, now I continue. In the beginning, Hanumanji bolts out from India to Lanka. So see that here, right? सिंधु तीरे एक भूधर सुंदर श्री राम जय राम जय राम कौतुक पूरी चढ़े उताऊ पर
श्री राम जय जय राम
बार बार Ramachandra ki jai. Bhagwan Shri Ram inspires all the countless monkeys to go in search of Sitaji. This is Jiva, you and I, who are inspired by the Lord to search for mukti, to search for shanti, to search for Ananda, bliss, because that is all we want actually. Some joy we want in life only. Nothing else. And now, on that path of mukti, path of bliss, crossing over this ocean of samsara, sometimes we call it. On that path, there will always be obstacles. And here now in the beginning of the Sundarkand, obstacles come there. Hanumanji is going, he bolts out, looking for Sitaji. And, of course, from the ocean comes out this Mainak Parvat Tulsidashi, right? And offers him a rest. Mountain comes out. Mainak Parvat. Whereas he must have offered him some mountain dew, I think. Take a drink, eat something like that. Tulsidaji also describes how Hanumanji, see, on our spiritual path, on this path of bhakti, searching for our mukti, how we have to approach, he gives, Hanumanji left, Jimiya Mogaragpati Karbana, Ehi Vanti Chale Hanumana. He left like an arrow of Bhagwan Sri Ram. This is the first arrow Bhagwan sent to Lanka, and already one arrow only burned down Lanka. But anyway, if you study the qualities of an arrow, you'll realize an arrow goes straight to its target, isn't it? When an arrow leaves the bow, the arrow doesn't go here, go there, and stop and take a look and all that. That arrow goes straight. Now see just the Tulsidaji's quarter of a chaupai, how instructive it is. That whatever we pick up in life like that, look at the goal and keep going straight. Hanumanji leaves. Ehi vanti chale Hanumana. This is how he left. Look at that goal and keep going straight to that. Second thing is, very interestingly, the arrow doesn't have any wish and any determination of its own. It goes where the wielder of the bow tells it to go, isn't it? The arrow doesn't decide, no, I don't want to shoot there, I want to shoot here. Arrow doesn't decide this thing. Whoever is wielding the bow, he decides where the arrow will go. So like that, I have to surrender to the will of Bhagwan. Let him determine for me what I should do. Otherwise, when we are strong-headed and all, we get ourselves into trouble. We have to keep searching. What Bhagwan, actually is a big question also, people ask this all the time. We have to keep searching. What Bhagwan cut me out for? All of us are cut out for something. We have to surrender to that something. Search for it and surrender to it. Bhagwan has made me to do this thing. Many people who are not good at this search their whole life and still cannot figure out what Bhagwan made them to do. You have to see that thing which is natural to you, see that thing which is very, we call it as sahaj. It means it jives well with my personality. Each person has to search. Otherwise, what in society, what happens today is, I see everybody going like this. Everybody is going into this field, I also go. We never stop to think, am I cut out for that or not? And just maybe couple of weeks back, somebody was telling me how just a few days back, their son has decided that he will make a living by teaching music. Parents wanted him to become a doctor, especially Indian parents. But the boy is not cut out to be a doctor. He decided he will make his life by teaching music to people. He's cut out for music and he's really a good musician. So eventually the parents relented. Said, if you think that this is what you want to do and this is how you're going to live your life. We give too much of importance to all the social constructs and we don't think about the nature of the person. But the parents made the right decision, allowed him. So all of us are cut out for something like that. But because of influences from society and family and this and that, all environment, we lose touch with what we are cut out for. Hanumanji is sent by Bhagwan Sri Ram. So he leaves like an arrow of Bhagwan Sri Ram. This whole teaching is to tell this thing. This whole episode is to tell this. He is at the mercy of Bhagwan. He's at the mercy of the wielder of the bow. The wielder of the bow in this case is Bhagwan Ram. So Hanumanji left like that. Now his Mainak Parvat comes out and tells him, and Hanumanji tells very nicely, no. Puja Gurudev used to tell, if we rest, we rust. Otherwise, human beings are very lazy and procrastinating. Alasya nidrabhihi. Sleep, chill, nowadays chilling. What are you doing? Chilling. Hanumanji said, no, I have some work of Bhagwan Sri Ram to do and I cannot rest. I cannot leave it. Until I finish this work of Bhagwan Sri Ram, Shram, where is there any rest? So now on the spiritual path, in other words, we cannot say, no, I'm taking a holiday. It is a remembrance day. On spiritual part, I take a holiday. Today, no praying. Today, no meditation. Today, no sadhana. No. That is not spiritual path. Sadhana also should be a joy. We should not want to take a holiday, If I have to take a holiday from my sadhana, that means the sadhana is a burden. Just like your job. All people's jobs are a burden. So that is why when they get a long weekend, they're so happy. In these countries, you can't drive on the highway there. So, sadhana should be joy. And then no holiday, I keep going. So Hanumanji tells, no. So this first obstacle which comes on the path of Hanumanji in search of Sita, this first obstacle, this thing is called as tamas, laziness, procrastination, all of it from tamas only. And temptation. Because Mainak tempts him, eat something, drink something, take a rest. And Hanumanji is vehement, no. Not you can't say, otherwise what we say, no. We say like that only. Maybe tomorrow. When we are tempted, maybe tomorrow, like that. And when tomorrow comes, really, he's tempted and he goes downward spiral. So we should not give in to temptation and all that kind of thing. He says very vehemently, no! Like that. And nicely I read somewhere, it says, what is that? Opportunity knocks once. A temptation leans up on the doorbell. Temptation is there all the time, you see. So like Hanumanji, we can't give in to this temptation. Now he is going. Next, see. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jaya
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. जात पवन सुत devan dekha. Hanumanji is going and the Devatas saw him. Achha, now it is 8:40. What time am I supposed to stop? 9. Okay. I forgot to ask. The Devatas saw him going. And in the next obstacle, they sent Surasa. And Surasa tells, and this is a very important thing, Jane kahu bala buddhi visesha. The Devatas sent Surasa to test his bala and buddhi. And this is very, very important because on this spiritual path, these are the two things we need. Bala and buddhi means strength and intelligence on the spiritual path. And if we don't imbibe both of them, it means that is why the Upanishad says also, for the weak there is no mukti. Na ayam atma balahinena labhyaha. The weak person could never gain mukti. We have to be strong and persistent and daring and all that. Bhagavan is trying to infuse this thing into Arjuna in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita also. Arjuna became weak, collapsed. And if you see the words there, when he lost all his strength, you will see Bhagavan's words. Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam. Tyaktotishta parantapa. You cast it out and rise. Strong words. Of course, in Chinmaya Mission, you don't learn anything like that. Because what you do in Chinmaya Mission, Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasthitam. Ding. Bhagavan is shouting at Arjuna like that, and then in our Chinmaya Mission, what you need is fire, actually. Anyway, so strength, call him bala. Balam, balavatam, chaham, kam, raga, vivarjitam. That type of inner strength. And inner strength has nothing to do with big body and all that kind of thing, you know. Inner strength has to do with the ability to go and keep going, like that sort of thing. No relenting. And then buddhi, intelligent movement. Not we just move here, move there, you know, haphazardly and that kind of thing. In an ad hoc manner. Intelligent movement, intelligent proceeding, like that. So Hanumanji is going, and Surasa, Devata sent now to test his bala and buddhi. Words are being used there. Now she came and said there, now the Devatas have given me food. And looking at Hanumanji, the Devatas have given me food. And Hanumanji thought, food? He realized he is the food. So she opened her mouth to swallow him. So when she opened her mouth, he became twice as big. He made himself twice as big. Then she made her mouth twice as big. Then he became twice as big. And that thing went on and on and on. And her mouth became big from here to Miami. And he kept on becoming bigger and bigger. And suddenly, he made himself so small, like a mosquito's size, and he went all the way inside of her mouth. And now, even if she closes her mouth as fast as a 747 jet, from Miami to here, it will still take 2.5 hours, isn't it? Even if she closes her mouth at that speed, and that thing goes like 1,000 kilometers per hour. So Hanumanji had enough time to go inside her mouth and check there, see how many cavities she had and everything and all. And then come back out. And he told, you know, you wanted to eat me, you wanted me to enter your mouth. I enter and look, now you did nothing. And so she blessed him and she said, you are very smart sadhak. Oh, in this case, a seeker. Huh? You're very smart, intelligent. Now, Surasa represent in this world greed. Now see the next obstacle just down, pretty soon he'll encounter Simhika. And he gives Simhika one blow and he kills her. But this Surasa, he outsmarts her, outwits Surasa. And that is because she represents greed. Greed is to be outwitted. Greed is not to be destroyed. Because I'm telling you, the whole global international economy today is running on greed. Everybody has employment because of greed. If the big investors and people who own money and all did not have greed and want to get more and more and more, they will not invest, people will not get jobs, the whole economy will collapse. So that thing is not destroyed, that thing is outwitted. So I should make sure that greed does not get the better of me. That is all. That I don't fall prey to greed and I fall from my path of mukti. I have to be the master of it. So Hanumanji outwits Surasa and he continues. She blesses him also. He continues on his journey. This is after number 2 Doha. Now see this. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Nisichar ek sindhu mahur hai. Shri Ram Jai Ram
Jai Jai Rama.
Kari Maya na bhughe pad rahai.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Jeev jantu jai gagan purani.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Jal biloti tinke parichahi.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Kahai chah sakh so na urai.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Ehi vidhi sada gagan char khai.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Soi chal Hanuman bahakina.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Tasu kapat tapi dahi china.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Kahi mari ma rud sut bira.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Paridhi par gayau bati tira.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Nisichar ek sindhu mahu rahi. In the ocean lived a Nisichari, Rakshasi. Tulsidaji doesn't put her name, you know. He just says Rakshasi living in the ocean. Somebody asked, why you did not put her name, Baba? You know, the Rakshasi is very bad. If I put her name in my Ramcharitmanas will be defiled. So he doesn't put the name also. There in Valmiki Ramayana. Her name was Simhika. He doesn't put, because she represents, that's why Hanumanji kills her also. She represents a very bad quality, which is totally unnecessary in a human being. And a very interesting thing here also. Now this Hanumanji met Bhagwan Sri Ram only in Kishkinda Kand, one Kand before, right? And they made that alliance with Sugriv and all that story, you know. We saw in previous years. So he met in one Kand before. And now Bhagwan sends him on this very important work to find Sita ji and to give this message. And this is his first, what do you call? That is called as his first assignment. First assignment. And in his first assignment now, he kills this Taimari Marutasutta. He gave one blow to the Simhika and he kills her. So in Ramcharitmanas, really if you see this now, in Ramcharitmanas, this is the first person Hanumanji kills. Simhika. And if you go back to Ayodhya Kand, Balkand, there Vishwamitra ji comes to Dasharath ji Maharaj and he asks, "O king, you please give me these boys. I want to take them to protect my yajna." And a big story happens, and eventually they go with Bhagwan, they go with Vishwamitra ji, Bhagwan Sri Ram, Lakshmana, and they go to protect that yajna. And there on the way comes that Marich, Subahu and Tadaka. And Bhagwan Sri Ram takes out his bow and arrow and he gives that Tadaka one blow and kills her. And so Bhagwan Sri Ram first kills Tadaka and Hanumanji first kills Simhika here. And both are female characters in Ramcharitmanas. And they say, well, your heroes, he's called Raghubir and he's called Mahabir. Raghubir and Mahabir, and first they kill women. And in war and in battle and all, they don't kill women also. What kind of Veer? What kind of Veer? Hero? You people have in your Ramcharitmanas and all of these type. People ask questions like that. So please see this. We have to get certain basic things very clear in our mind. Hanumanji kills this Simhika and Bhagwan Sri Ram kills the Taraka. So first of all, when we talk about symbolism, both of them represent Durasha. Durasha is feminine word also. So they both represent, from a symbolic standpoint, they both represent Durasha. Durasha is this thing. The hope. Durasha means hope. Durasha is the hope, the false hope, which all human beings have, that we will get happiness from this world. All of us have some hope that we will get happiness from this world or not. That thing is called a Durasha. And until that sadhaka realizes that his happiness is really in Bhagwan, that Durasha has not gone. I have to realize that my happiness is not in this world. My happiness is in the substratum of this universe. Substratum is Paramatma. So it is like the snake is there and the rope is there at the bottom. Right? So that snake is appearing on that rope. Can you ever grab that snake? And the snake is an appearance only. You can never grab it. In the very same way, this whole universe is on Bhagwan, Paramatma. And we are trying to grab this universe. We can never grab that snake. So our happiness is not in the things in this universe. Our happiness is in the substratum, like that. So when that jiva realizes that his happiness is not in this world, his happiness is in the substratum of this world, his durasha has gone. Until that, he is really not any serious sadhak. Durasha has to be removed first. So symbolically, durasha, both of them stand for, and they have to be removed. Anyway, now, from standpoint of dharma, I'm just telling symbolic standpoint just now. Now standpoint of dharma. Let me tell you something. In dharma and adharma, there is no such thing as gender. If something is right, it is dharmic, it is dharmic. If it is adharma, it is adharma. You cannot say, no, this, she is doing adharma, but because she is a woman, we will save her. There is no such thing. Dharma and adharma has no gender. Whoever is engaged in adharma, and Bhagavan comes here, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. I told you that just now. So the both of them engaged in these things. Now, to come back to our story, this is the answer to people who make queries like, what kind of bead you have and this thing. This surasa represents something, that is the simhika represents something which is totally unnecessary and does not bring any benefit in a human being's life. She represents this thing called as jealousy. Jealousy really doesn't have any place. Jealousy really cannot do anything for us. Irsha, envy and all that. It really doesn't do anything. If we say by envy, I'll show you. One fellow started worshipping Bhagavan. So his neighbor saw that. So he thought, Bhagavan will come and bless that fellow. Let me also worship. So he started worshipping. So Bhagavan came to the first fellow and said, okay, I've seen you have been worshipping and all. What do you want? The fellow said, oh, thank you, Bhagavan, for coming. I'll tell you what I want. Bhagavan stopped him. Okay, before you ask for what you want, whatever I give to you, your neighbor here, he has also been worshipping, I'll have to give him twice. So this fellow thought, what is this? Whatever Bhagavan you are. I started worshipping you first, Now you're favoring this fellow, you'll give him twice. But anyway, he cannot leave the deal also. Isn't it? At least Bhagavan is giving something. So Bhagavan, he said, okay, Prabhu, you give me $1 million. Acha, theek hai. I remember I have to give him 2 million. What to do, Prabhu? So Bhagavan gave 1 million, 2 million. Then he continued to worship. And this fellow also saw that and he continued to worship. Then what? Again Bhagavan came. Bhagavan said, same rule. What do you want now? I want a big mansion. He gave him 1 mansion, he gave him 2. So this fellow is thinking, now what is this? Every time he gets twice as much. Next time Bhagavan came, 3rd time, he worshipped and Bhagavan came again. He said, Bhagavan, I want you to make me blind in 1 eye. Now see what happened. He has to get twice. So, this is the eventual outcome when in any equation there are things like jealousy. If I see this one doing this, I am jealous of him, I am also going to do like that. Even if jealousy made him pray twice as much or do whatever he was doing, jealousy made him pray, we say. But the eventual outcome of jealousy is always something bad. That is the idea. So it is not required in life. And now I tell you one more thing. Tulsidaji ends this episode very nicely, I want you to see. In half a chopai, he is ending this episode. What is it? Tahi mari maruta sutabira. He killed that simhika. Tahi mari. And before the chopai can get finished, he says, Baridhi par gayo mati thira. He reached the other side of Lanka. All this is going on in 1 chopai. Half a chopai. He killed this simhika and he reached the other side. 2 very significant things. And the idea is, the point when we, in our life, when we can really remove this thing called as envy or malice, we will reach Bhagavan. I'm telling. We'll cross this ocean. Because in order to remove this malice, this jealousy, in order to remove this envy, in order to remove irsha, I have to come to a state where when I see the other person gain something, when I see the other person acquire something, or they are moving up, I should be so happy that I feel it as I have moved up. If I can come to that state, I will cross this ocean of samsara. That is the only point where this irsha or this envy and all of these things have gone away. It is such a deeply embedded guna durguna in human beings. Anything we see the other person gain, that doesn't sit well with us. But I have to come to the state where when I see him gain something, I should feel, hey, wow, I myself gain that thing. When he has reached that stage, he has destroyed this thing called a jealousy. He has destroyed this irsha, this envy, and he will cross over this ocean immediately. So all this is happening in one chopai, in a quarter chopai, like that, quarter and quarter. All right, now it is 8 o'clock. I mean 9 o'clock. So I have to stop. A lot of things are happening here. Sundarkan is Sundar. It just will go on and on only. Okay, we'll have Aarti and we'll finish. All right, and we'll pick up this thing tomorrow evening. So tomorrow morning class is from what time to what time? 6:15 to 7:15. Online only, yeah. Don't come here, I will not be here. Online you can get the link from here, and you can see Bhagavad Gita. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. We'll see after. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिया पी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिया पी. गावत ब्रह्मादिक नारद बाल्मीकि ज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष जलन रोग दांत मात सब विधि तुलसी की।
आरती श्री रामायण की
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलाय तनो हरिः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, मापति महादेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महा